Okay, so today I'm bringing you why should we use cloud computing in the healthcare field. We're going to dig in deep to start off. We're going to talk about what cloud computing is to give you a little introduction and background. We're going to talk about what cloud computing is regarding in the healthcare. And then we're going to talk about some benefits and why we should actually use cloud computing in the healthcare field. So let's get started. First off, we're going to talk about what is cloud computing. So, the big topic, what is cloud computing, revolving around this project? So, cloud computing, by definition, is the practice of using a network of remote servers hosted on the internet to store, manage, and process data rather than a local server or a personal computer. Yes, I know. This is a lot of words. It's a very introverted way to explain what cloud computing is. I didn't like it too much. So what I did is I kind of put a little picture on here and kind of show you um, what exactly this might be able to explain what cloud computing is a little better. So we look in the middle, it is the platform infrastructure, and around all that is what is stored into that. So we got a bunch of block storage, network, database, finance, all that is inside there. And so that's where it's all stored. And then in there, that is all stored in laptops, servers, desktops, tablets, and phones. So it's accessible through anybody. And it's very, I wouldn't say easy, but it's very hands-on. So it makes gathering data a little easier. I got a little better explanation for it. I mean, cloud computing is storing and accessing data programs over the internet. And I'm sorry, let me repeat that. It's storing and accessing data and programs over the internet instead of in your computer's hard drive. So it's more accessible and it's easier to find, I guess. So, and I do believe that this would be a big positive in the healthcare field, but we'll get into that in a sec. So let's just talk about some examples of what exactly cloud computing in the healthcare field is. So first of all, EHRs. What is that? So EHRs can be explained as electronic health record. Now, yes, a lot of people go into the doctor's office and we see the intimidating clipboard or the intimidating manila folder, and we all want to know what's in there. With cloud computing now, we are aware that we can access all these records that are in the folder and the clipboard by ourselves now because it's all accessible through cloud computing and the internet. So now we can do it. Pharmacy orders. Pharmacy orders have gotten a lot simpler and a lot faster. I remember growing up as a child in the Chicagoland area. If you want your pharmaceutical order, you're gonna have to wait about a day or two for that, and then go to the pharmacy to get your prescription. But now it's within an hour, 45 minutes of your doctor's visit because everything is done electronically, everything is stored on the internet, and we can all see what exactly we were prescribed to in the past. So it makes present and future illnesses a lot more preventable, and doctors now will know what's going on exactly. Next is Fitbit. Now, you may not fully understand this. Is very broad and very vague, but Fitbit, it keeps track of a lot of things. It keeps track of your calories. It keeps track of your steps. It keeps track of your heart rate. A lot of this is a technology based on our fitness levels. So if we can keep track on our fitness better, then that is a very positive, and it's more convenient for us. All this is being integrated into the hospitals now, and Fitbits are now being pushed on to people by doctors and by practitioners now. So all this is being done through cloud computing, and it's pretty cool now because it's really changing the way that hospitals and the healthcare is um, evolving, I guess I could say, and I think it's fascinating. So we move on to a little picture here, as we see in the middle. Let's see if I can. In the middle of it, we see. Oops, excuse me. We see in the middle right here, health analytic cloud. So a bunch of data and analytical engines and gateway. So it's a bunch of, I guess you could say, medical research and findings that stored through cloud is accessible through the internet through to the left if you look house. So that's accessible through, we can look through Wi-Fi weight scale, excuse me. So it's a smart shirt bra, heart rate, EKG monitor, breathing rate. So, and then we can look up Wi-Fi, blood pressure monitor, smartwatch. All this is accessible through our home, and anybody can use this stuff. And then, so it's basically showing um, health analytical data stored through cloud in our home. And then we can look to the right where it's health analytical data used with cloud in hospitals. So we can look at up in the left on this side, real-time monitoring, personal health concierge by healthcare professionals, and then processing server. All this is done through the healthcare, and all of this can be sent to universities and research institutions. So all this gathered data is now stored on cloud. So even at research and university institutions, they can use them. I think that's pretty cool. So lastly, we're going to talk about the benefits. Electronic records. So electronic records are now, like as I talked about, accessible through the cloud. So now we can see what our records of our health is. Second is streamlined collaboration. Now, many physicians find cloud computing makes it easier to collaborate and offer care as a team. So through the mobile devices, the video conferencing and application built specifically for healthcare organizations, the cloud speeds things up and allows better communication at a distance, so you can kind of tell your patients what is exactly going on, not even patients, but anybody else through the medical field. Next is data storage, how all of the medical research is stored through data, and that's the same thing through analytics, and same thing as we talked about with data sharing as it's shared to universities and research studies, so it's kind of cool. And then advanced clinical research kind of goes along with the same lines. So that's really it. We talked about it a lot, and I really do think that if cloud computing is now, if it's integrated into more hospitals, then I definitely think that there is going to be a huge evolution in the healthcare. Thank you so much.